In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why I think PlanetWatch will be huge and why this project can be the next Helium in terms of success. Okay, so let's start with the first argument why PlanetWatch I think will succeed. And let's start with the basic one, the most important one. What is the goal of this project? What problem does it try to solve? And as we can see in the white paper, this is the first thing that it starts. PlanetWatch wants to leverage advanced technologies and the engagement of the local communities. So this is something to raise the standards of environmental monitoring. And here is what I think it's unique to PlanetWatch itself, besides merging the advanced technologies with the engagement of local communities. They want to deploy dense real-time sensor networks and deliver hyper-local, street-level data quickly and cost-effectively. So, as you already know, there are plenty of governmental air sensors in cities, but they're not that scarce, but they will have no competition to this hyper local street level data. More magnitude of data, you unlock not only more data but also new opportunities. So they also talk about here regarding cities and how, for example, different weather situations affect the local pollution, where these hotspots of pollution are forming and why. This is something that can be studied and should be studied. And it's really important for us because as you can see, World Health Organization is averaging about 7 million premature deaths per year due to air pollution. And this is something that we can find on their website. So 7 million people worldwide every year air pollution kills. And if you look here, 91% of world's population live in places where air quality exceeds World Health Organization guideline limits. That's massive. And for example, if we look at my country, Romania, we can see that are a lot of problems. Even European Union started to create fines for Romania for having so much pollution in the main cities. So this is something that affects all of us. And let's say you are not that sold on this idea and you are more of a practical person. Well, I can tell you, if we look at the news and the situation right now, EU Parliament approves $21 billion fund for green transition. Let's see the USA. Biden's budget proposal calls for more than $36 billion to fight climate change. These are huge amounts of money that is being poured into measuring and combating climate change and pollution. So this project strikes at the core of it. I think it's a very good opportunity for PlanetWatch to create some big contracts with the European Union, for example, or the USA, with different companies. And I think this is not only a noble goal, it's also very practical and where a lot of money and attention is put right now. The second reason why I think PlanetWatch project will succeed is based on the the partners it has and the background. If you don't know, the CEO of it, Claudio Parinello, has PhD in theoretical physics and a former research physicist, international consultant and manager at CERN Geneva. If you don't know what CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, but it's so much more than this. If you ever heard about internet, this is the place where it was invented. So it's one of the largest and most respected centers for scientific research. Now, PlanetWatch not only has its CEO with experience at CERN, but also PlanetWatch itself is a spin-off from CERN. That means PlanetWatch is backed and uses CERN technology, in this case C2MON, a framework for large-scale industrial monitoring and control. They have as backup one of the most important scientific centers in the world. And this project is based in the incubator of it. Not only that, quite recently, they developed a partnership with Emrit. Now, if you know Helium network, you also heard of Emrit. They are one of the biggest players, and I think they made huge amounts of money with that partnership. And they will fund the deployment of thousands of PlanetWatch air quality across Europe, USA, and Asia. Now, if Emrit decided to partner with PlanetWatch and provide their funds in order to deploy thousands of these sensors, that means that they very highly consider this project to be a good one, and they probably think that it has very good chances that it will succeed, because otherwise they wouldn't put this kind of resources into it. Because this is not only about buying this sensor, this is about buying them, finding people who want to host them, deliver them, and also maintain its own infrastructure, internal infrastructure for it. So there are a whole lot of resources into PlanetWatch that Emrit is going to deploy. And I think this is a very good thing, because all these kind of projects like Helium or PlanetWatch, their success is highly based on the number of sensors or devices deployed and how much are they scattered. Think of it of Facebook. Facebook, yeah, it has some amazing technology, but if it had only, let's say, 10,000 users, it will mean almost nothing. The power of Facebook is that it has over 2 billion users. And this is what is going to drive any kind of project like this. So they having a partnership with Emrit that will only them deploy thousands of these sensors will increase the likelihood of this project to be successful so much more. So the tokenomics of this project also, I think, in my opinion, is a very good reason why this project might succeed. And the first thing that I saw looking at the tokenomics of this project is the fact that it's very similar to the one at Helium project. If you don't know what it is, it's a very, very successful IoT network based on blockchain. So it's quite something similar. You buy one of the product and then you participate in the network, and the network rewards you with the tokens. So as we can see here, there is a finite number of planets because this is the token of the PlanetWatch. The maximum supply is 4.5 billion, roughly the estimate age in years of the Earth. That was quite nice. And as we can see, we have a plan for 60 years. This is another good sign in my opinion. They're not planning the next 2 or 3 years. They are planning the tokenomics for the next 60 years. Sure, it might change, but thinking ahead so much, this is a really good sign. And as you can see right now, we are dealing with 534 million tokens per year, planets. We have halving at every 4 years. And as you can see, we are not dealing with halving right now as we are with Helium. We have Earth credits. These are similar to Helium. You need to purchase, in this case, Earth credits in order to access the data, and they will burn planets. Now regarding how the reward policy is made here, once again, as with Helium, they want to have as many devices as possible, but also they want to be placed as best as possible, and the network will reward you for that. And this is one of the difference that I think is very important, and I think it's much better than with Helium. They have 4 types of sensors, and each of them has its own budget of tokens per year. So for example, right now the Atmos Pro is the type 4 sensor, is the only one available, and I think the sales will skyrocket. But of course, if there will be enough Atmos 4, the type 4 mining will plummet because they will not be able to mine the maximum because the budget will not allow it. But for example, if you have a type 2 sensor, this will not affect what is going on with type 4s. So each class of sensor has its own budget. And as we can see here, the way in which PlanetWatch distributes the map according to the sensor is calculated in pixels. So for type 2 and type 1 and type 2 sensors, the tier 1, which provides the most reward, are areas in which the population is estimated at 2,000 inhabitants per square kilometer or more. And you can very easily verify on the map where these places are. And another very, very important, I think this is a very ingenious solution. I mean, it's not ingenious, but it's a lot better than with Helium. With Helium network, if you place a hotspot in an area and then somebody comes and places another hotspot too closely to you, you will both suffer. In the tokenomics of PlanetWatch, only the second person will be penalized for it, because as you are the first person to establish the maximum amount of sensors in that pixel, you are the lead, and everyone else who will try to put sensors in that area will be backup, and they will only get 10% of the reward that you will get. And I think this is awesome, because you can control what other people are doing, and I don't think you should be penalized for other people's action. And this is another big difference. We know the maximum amount of rewards per type of sensor that you can get in a day. So for example, for Atmos 4, you can maximum mine 23 planets per day. For type 1 sensor, the maximum is 133, being that you are in a tier 1 pixel and you are the lead. Now, this is a big difference between this and, for example, Helium, where there is the budget and it's equally distributed to all the participants at that time in the network. Here we have a maximum, but they also have another thing. If the budget will not be spent by the sensors in a particular day or year, those tokens will be stored in recycle bin. And when sensors start to appear and will use the budget and will be more in order to, it will surpass the budget in order to have the maximum mining rewards, the network can use that recycle bin store in order to try and get all the sensors to have the maximum award of mining. So there is a cap to the maximum tokens that you can earn, but also is much more stable because you have the recycle bin, which is a buffer when more people add more sensors for that type. And also if you start to add different types of sensors, they will have a different budget and they will be protected from what is happening on other types of sensors and their rewards. And of course, we have an additional reward. So if the data that your sensors collected are being sold, you will get points for that. So in this case, 40%. So companies can spend Earth credits in order to get access to the air quality data. They will be converted into planets and they will be distributed 40% to the original sensors that collected the data, 40% to the recycle bin, and 20% to the project itself. And this also helps enforce a strict maximum planet supply. Now, the last but not the least reason why I think this project will succeed, and it's a high quality project. If you ever worked in a company or have a company yourself, you know how much important is the team. If you have the right people in your team, you are 50% more closer to your goal. And as we are looking at the team, as we already talked about, this project is a CERN spin-off, so it's backed by CERN, and there is no surprise that Claudio Parinello, who is the CEO of PlanetWatch, has PhD in theoretical physics, and he was a consultant and manager at CERN. So as you can see, here are the ties and the partnership that can provide backup for this project and a very good foundation. And as you can see, he's not that novice when it comes to blockchain because he was in this ecosystem since 2016. So that's not bad regarding how old this technology is. Now, if we look at its CTO, he has a master's degree in telecommunications at the Turin Polytechnic. If you don't know, this is one of the, let's say, it's in the top polytechnic schools in Europe. So this is quite an achievement. And we can also see that he worked as a consultant and at Ericsson, Huawei, LG, and other companies. And he also is involved in blockchain technology since 2016. Now, if you look at its data scientist, he has a PhD in particle physics in one of the French universities. Now, once again, this is a highly regarded university in Europe, and having PhD in particle physics, I think it's quite a big deal. And he also worked at CERN. As you can see here, this is where things are revolving, and they are revolving around a very powerful European institution that has ties with the European Union. So I think this might help with maybe a partnership or a contract between PlanetWatch and European Union, which will mean vast amount of money. And as we can see, for example, one of the business developers, Dario, he also has experience working for corporations such as Oracle, and he also is familiar with the blockchain. So these are not marketing people that just try to get on the hype train of blockchain. These are people with real careers around the real corporations and research facilities, and they are not new to blockchain. I think this is extremely important. So this isn't a big team, but like I said, this project is quite early on. If we look, for example, regarding the token right now, it's listed on Bitfinex. And the moment as I'm recording this video, it is listed only 3 weeks ago. And this is the first broker, let's say, where you can swap PlanetWatch for actual fiat money. They said that they're going to will partnership with other brokers in order to have the PlanetWatch token on other platforms. But as you can already see, I think this project, for all of the reasons that I already told you, it has a very good start, a very noble goal. It has the right people, it has the right background, and I think it has the right reason in order for it to succeed. I am involved in this project. If you found the information useful, if you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. This will help me a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this with analysis of other projects that I am involved in, and want to see, for example, how my PlanetWatch mining and different news regarding this project, please subscribe to this channel. I will only cover few projects, but projects that I'm involved in, either mining or investing. And as always, don't forget to invest only the amount of money that you can lose or you don't need right now. And until next time, see ya.